Welcome to the Real Double Dose Channel broadcast station, focused on the real reels of real life, love, growth, and of course, elevation within all levels. RDDC is exactly the place where anyone can discover more depth, love, light, and clarity within themselves, and elevate from other people's walks of life, conversations, and questions, along with deeper insights. So tune in and be a part of the Double Doses with Lexus T and RDDC.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is your host and your girl and your friend and the Oracle, the goddess, the sister, the mother, the cousin, everything you want to say, but the daughter of the one and true and only God. And that's why I say the goddess, not a goddess of anything with Greek mythology, but God and God only. So I want to get back into that. If you didn't know the synopsis, thank you for everybody still waiting for the hashtag my reset journey on the horrific 8+ surgeries I've had to get here, and still on my healing journey, and still trying to learn how to walk again and do things and sit down again. It's going to be a little bit ways coming up, but I will get into those. But it's hard to talk about something when you're going through it all the way. But I want to try something different. Now, thank you for tuning in from all over the world, especially the Netherlands. Yes, I'm just saying Paris, France. We see you, Boardman or Broadman. I want to say it right, Oregon. I just want to say, yeah, Fort Worth, Texas, Houston, Texas. That's the ones I can remember right now. You got different ones, California, and so forth and beyond. And it's all over the world, but I can only retain so much in my memory, especially since the surgeries and all the medicine in my body from it and trying to get back on track. But I want to say, I want to show love to each and every one of you listening from new, old to beginning. We're closing up on 500 episodes, which is amazing. I know some people have been out here for 10 years that I've heard of and seen, and probably have maybe, sometimes 100 or 200 episodes barely. And I know the journey of why it does take that, unless it's like lack of perseverance, but life will happen. Okay. Let's get on to that. If I went on, like I said, let me go 10% of my life. You'd be like, come on now, what is this? A Marvel movie? Besides the jumping out the sky kind of thing. But either way, it's a journey that we all have to take on our own. But I want to give you all something different, right? From TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Google Cast, Podcast Addict, Giovanni, to Stitcher Radio, to SoundCloud, to iHeart, iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, so much. Yes, they're going to get updated, but they're there. From the blog spot of Real Double Dose Channel to the website of realdoubledosechannel.com. Flip the Switch Squad, Spirit of Mind Elevation, Lex Effect. Boom, it's coming, right? But I wanted to give us something back from the stories that have been out there for people that want to tell them. And hopefully this can get a little bit deeper with you. And I want to call this hashtag the regret collection. Maybe it's part one of the regret collection, but it's something that I dealt with during this entire sitting in the hospital, hearing I had no other choice but to go to surgery or die, or even die during surgery, or coming out looking like something I never recognized. So I want to be able to speak to everybody about this. And it's not going to be very long, but it's something you can take with you and maybe replay it or download it or however you're doing, and hopefully come on the lives and also the official launching of our YouTube channel and getting things up there the way they should be and more consistently. Although we have been consistently staying around for nearly a decade, and I'm thankful for all of you. So I want to share a story with you. Now, this is a story from basically when regret became louder than dreams, in my dreams, right? And it's a 3-part series of other people who have shared these stories and people going on in life. And I hope it resonates with you all, right? This is the 3-part series for now, maybe even 6 or 9-part series of the journey on choices, reflection, and redemption. If you hear the AC, yes, even though it's a $400 AC that stands up and plugs into the window, it's still and is needed. It's humid up here in the Midwest, very humid, even though it's morning, and the fan has to cool me down so I can lay it down. Just saying. You hear it, it's real, right? Coming at you with a slice of everyday life. Boom, let's get it. But this is about, like I said, journey on choices, reflection, and redemption. So this is the part 1, the silent hours before the ambulance, right? You ever feel your whole life show up like a movie reel? But it's not just memories, it's the choices you never unmade. Now, his name was Cyrus Monroe. At 48, Cyrus lay on the edge of consciousness, the ambulance sirens echoing somewhere behind his heartbeat. He wasn't dying, not yet, but the pain in his chest made and had made everything slow down, way down. And in that silence, where the only noise was the inhale of an oxygen mask and the pulse monitor ticking beside him, Cyrus didn't see the success, not the plagues, right? Not the house, not the three or the plaques, sorry, not the house, not the 3 investment properties. He couldn't even remember the addresses to. He saw her, Alina, the woman he left 7 years ago without a real explanation. The moment his body gave in, his mind opened the vault. He saw his 21-year-old self walking out of his childhood home after yelling at his mother. The last time he would see her before the cancer hit. He saw his best friend Marcus at the cafe in 2012 holding a business plan they were supposed to do together, while Cyrus chose a new circle because it had bigger money. He saw his daughter, Maya, 15 at the time, standing at the door with her violin, tears in her eyes, begging him to come to her first solo recital. But he never showed up. He was stuck in traffic. Only the traffic wasn't a fare. None of these people were around him now. Not in the hospital, not in his phone, not in his heart. He whispered out loud, "Is this it? Is this when regret crashes in the final receipt?" But just as the paramedics tried to stabilize him, something in Cyrus' spirit slipped away, and he found himself not in the hospital bed anymore, but inside the very moments he regretted the most. Time was no longer linear. He had entered the realm of the unmade choice. Now, we might touch back on that right now, but I'm going to give you that to leave yourself with that, because this is what I want it to be, a series of multitude questions, conversations from the stories that are true and real and go on. But think about that for a minute. If you want to go on, right? Cyrus thought about every single person. He thought about, at 48 at the time, he thought about his mother, who obviously had maybe passed by then, his best friend that was supposed to do something with him. He didn't think about his cars and his addresses. He didn't think about the plaques that he got and the houses and the investment. He thought about the moments that he was supposed to be there for his people, his daughter, his friend. He couldn't get those back. And what I felt when I was in that bed was, man, how much did I didn't do? Even if it came down to eating, I'm going that way, that fry or that burger. Why didn't I try it? Why didn't I sit down and have that moment? How come I never went to the beach and sat down? Like, now, I wanted to jump out of my skin. I was so upset. I was so angry. Like, why didn't I do that? How come it's so hard to go give and borrow somebody a chunk of money, or go make them something to eat, or break my back over them and their silly ways of how they want to live life and contradict mine from dependence? But I couldn't even go on a train and go back to the very same place that I had my spiritual death. I couldn't sit up in the morning and have that deeper relationship with God because I had so many things to do, but I called it a deeper relationship based on what I had to do. Don't live with those regrets. Don't let them be something that is also vexing you. So I'm going to leave you with that right now. We're going to go on to part 2. I hope that this has been enlightening for you. And I just want to say, hashtag the regret collection. Don't live with it. Don't live with the choices of it, okay? Don't let it hold and weigh you down, because this is about journey on choices, reflection, and redemption. And hopefully you can find yours before any of that ever hits you. This is your girl, Lex. Be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the spirit. And I will be with you on the next one. Please reflect so you can have your redemption before any regret tries to seep in. I love you. Always.